because getting good and becoming excellent at art is meaningless without purpose. So, Art Journal 1. What is the point? While I could say that I've been doing art for my whole life, I think I only truly started somewhere around 2017, where I sort of reset and went back to paper and pencil. 6 years later, I am now consistently doing comics, watercolor, and digital art. Although I have come a long way from being a beginner, I am still far from being a professional. Despite all my efforts, the majority of my days were spent studying in senior high school and college. Compared to someone who practiced and studied only art, I am far behind. Besides school and art, I've also been doing electronics and crafting things such as scratch built models and cosplay. But I fear these things have been hindering my capacity for art. However, at the same time, family, friends, school, even the study of medical technology in college, electronics and crafting, scratch building have influenced the way I do art. And if I were to have only focused on art, I would not be myself. But then, why am I doing art in the first place? What is the point? I have reached a level in my skill as a painter or illustrator where I am confident with time and practice, I can get to the skill level where I want to be. However, what happens when I get there? What would be the point? And so I pondered for a while the missing aspect of my art journey, because getting good and becoming excellent at art is meaningless without purpose. Purpose. That's what was missing. I needed a purpose. And so, after some time thinking, plotting, and scheming, I came up with some words to describe my purpose. To capture the abstract, transform it into something tangible through a medium of my choice. And I realize as well, not only did this describe myself as an artist, but as a person, a human being. As a painter, crafter, electronics hobbyist, and whatnot. These words were not strictly within my identity as an artist, but who I was as a person, someone who makes things. And so, with this newfound purpose, I set my sights on goals. Not just goals that I daydream, but something I can actually work towards to, something I can believe in myself achieving. With my purpose, with my goals, I find that the confusion and chaos within my life, within my mind, ever so slightly gets quelled over time. A hope that in the future, the storms pass and I am greeted by calm. Right now, I am in the thick of it, barely being aware of my purpose, goals, and notable at this time, my problems. Despite the storm I am in, to acknowledge the presence of a problem is, after all, the first step to a solution. And so I welcome this struggle with open arms so that it brings me growth. And in the end, I shall be free. So that's my art journal entry, my first art journal entry as of the 23rd of October 2022. So what can I take away from this? What lesson did I gain from journaling about art for the first time? And the subject of what is the point of doing art? Well, the point of doing art, quite frankly, will depend from person to person. In my case, I gave it a purpose, to capture the abstract, transform it into something tangible through a medium of my choice. I find that it's a very malleable purpose. Not only does it speak to me as an artist, but as a person who makes things, a maker. And so, purpose will differ from one person to another. And as I've journaled myself, the only way you can get this is by thinking about it, literally. And so, as you have observed, that's sort of what you get when you journal. Now, journaling, quite frankly, uh, it's easy to do, but it's difficult to present in a professional manner, as what you have just witnessed. Anyone can journal. You, me, the guy over there, the girl over here. Yeah, and I find that by journaling, you get insights that you don't know. Like journal journal in a way where journal when you are awake, when you're going to bed. Just find a free time in your day to journal, and it helps. Now, I've been journaling for a few months now. I guess since February or March, I've been journaling, but this is the first time I've journaled specifically about my art. And even in my first entry of my journal, in my art journal, I've practically solved 50% of my problem as an artist. But then again, the solution is going to be somewhat logarithmic. Like the 50% of the problem is going to be easy to solve, the next 25% is going to be harder, the next half of that percent is going to get harder, and it's going to get harder and harder and harder. That, and like perhaps in the far future, the next 0.1% of the problem is going to take so much effort to solve. But no, that's a problem for the future. Well, I guess that's all for now. And yes, this is the end of the first art journal.